Court is now in session for the trial of Stefanik Dracogen, and I have no idea how this one is going to go. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, I suppose. As ready as they'll ever be. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges. The defendant is charged with criminal negligence in the death of Justin Way. The death occurred at Oronak's Arcane refinery last night. Also, I have just realised that that is a punny name. Justin Way. He was just in the way. Bah humbug. Mr. Way was also an employee of the Dracogen Trading Company, a company owned by the defendant. During work hours, the victim accidentally broke a poorly maintained safety rail and fell into a vat of corrosive chemicals. Attempts to save his life failed and his body almost fully dissolved. I see. What a gruesome end. The defendant displayed clear negligence in maintaining the refinery's facilities. As such, the responsibility for Mr. Way's death falls squarely on his shoulders. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Noah Morrison to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Aye. The name's Noah Morrison. I'm the Harbour Master of Oronax's Harbour. It's my understanding that you witnessed the accident that night, am I correct? Aye, I did. Could you please testify to the court about what you witnessed? I was shown a visitor around the city, and for some reason he really wanted to see the Oronak's Arcane refinery. He was inspecting the machines there, when suddenly Mozawika ran up to us. She was desperately trying to tell us something, but there was just too much noise. After a while, she just pointed at the walkway overlooking the refinery. That's when we saw someone fall into that accursed vat. There was a guardrail that should have prevented him from falling, but he broke through it as he fell. So, there was a safety rail that should have protected the victim. Yes, however, upon closer inspection, the city guard found that the rails were extremely rusted. They were clearly poorly maintained by the company. I see. Is negligence the basis of the prosecution's charges? Are you going to present the traces of transmutation that we found? Can't help but feel like there's something in Morrison's testimony that doesn't add up. Right now, those traces are the only defense we have against Von Sanctus's accusations. It's not a piece that I want to use just yet. Are we going to point out the timing discrepancy? I think that's where we're going. But let's press everything anyway. I was showing a visit around the city and he really wanted to see the refinery. This was the patron you mentioned before, am I correct, Morrison? Aye. For now. He was inspecting the machines there when suddenly Mozawika ran up to us. Are you referring to Mozawika Tudor, owner of the local cafe? Aye, for whatever reason she was also there and witnessed the accident. Yes, we're already well aware of that. Yes, there are. She was desperately trying to tell us something, but there was too much noise. And this noise came from the machines in the refinery, I suppose. Those machines were loud as all hell. I could barely hear myself think with that noise. There was no way I could hear young Moraska over all that. After a while, she just pointed to the walkway overlooking the refinery and we saw someone fall into that accursed vat. You mentioned that you saw someone fall into the vat. Did you not recognise the person? Well, I didn't know the lad personally. And it was pretty far away. I couldn't get a good look at the person. Anyways, could you go into more detail about the moment you witnessed the accident? Of course. What did you want to know about? Loads of options. What was Mozawaka, I keep changing the pronunciation of her name, doing the moment you saw Justin fall? I told you, didn't I? She was the one who pointed to the walkway in the first place. That's how we saw Justin fall. I see. Could you please include that detail in your testimony? I wish to contradict it later. Rozoska pointed it out. That's when we saw Justin fall.
Objection!
Yep, we're going with the timing thing. Wait, what? Witness, you said that you saw the victim fall into the vat. Did this happen before, during, or after Moroska tried to get your attention? Why did I come up with the Moroska from? There is no R and there is no E. Mozawaka. Mozawika. Let's stick with that. It were definitely after. If it weren't for the commotion she made, I wouldn't have looked up there in the first place. I've got no idea what this means. Morrison, I spoke with Mozawaka about what she saw. She said that she saw Justin fall off the walkway and then rush to you for help. Aye, that sounds about right. No, Morrison, it actually doesn't. What do you mean? What do you mean? What does he mean? If Mozawaka saw Justin fall before she went to get help, then how did you see him fall after she came to you for help? What? Morrison, Mozawaka came to you for help. This was in reaction to seeing Justin fall off the walkway. If that's true, then how could you have possibly seen Justin fall off the walkway again afterward? I have no idea. Mr. Cuthbert, you're disputing the witness's testimony over a minor detail. It's entirely possible that Mr. Morrison or Miss Tudor simply misremembered. I highly doubt that Morrison misremembered the order of what happened. His testimony matches up exactly with the testimony of his companion. Then Miss Tudor must be the one who's mistaken. I'm compelled to agree with Miss Steelwind. These conflicting accounts seem extremely minor. The prosecution's case is based on the broken guardrail, and only 3 individuals witnessed Justin Way break said guardrail. The defense asserts that these 3 witness accounts must be consistent with each other. Otherwise, this evidence is not strong enough to find my client liable. Please. The break in the guardrail is directly over the vat. That is enough physical evidence. It proves that the victim fell in because the railing broke. How do we know that the guardrail wasn't broken by some other event? That's ludicrous. You're clearly just playing devil's advocate. I'll admit that I also find the defence's assertion dubious. However, I see no harm in allowing Miss Tudor to testify as to what she saw. Well, I don't believe Morrison is lying, and I'm not sure Mozawaka is lying either. So, something wacky has happened. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the courtroom. As if I need such introductions, but allow me to indulge you all. I am Mozawaka Tudor, Dark Lord of Aranax, High Archmagi of the Cadmium Flames, and business proprietor of Sweet Confections. I see. I was not aware we are in the presence of such a renowned individual. Your Honor, Nosawa Kachuda is the owner of a local cafe in Oranax. But isn't she also a High Archmagi? I am! No, she really isn't. Tyrion, you're ruining my flow. Yeah, stop ruining her flow, Tyrion. Anyways, Miss Tudor, you were at the Oranax refinery on the night of the accident. And you witnessed the moment that the victim fell off the walkway, am I correct? Yeah, that's right. According to your statement, you ran up to Morrison after you saw Justin fall off the walkway. The problem is that there's a contradiction between both of your testimonies. There's a contradiction? Morrison testified that he didn't see the victim fall into the vat until after you approached him. This wouldn't make sense, though. You saw the victim fall off the walkway before you ran up to Morrison. Morrison couldn't have possibly seen the victim fall again after that. Oh, I think I see what happened. You do? Enlighten me. I think you're misunderstanding what I said before. I misunderstood you? If that's true, could you please testify to the court exactly what happened? Please include every detail you can remember. Sure. I was at the refinery when I heard a strange sound from the walkway. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail. But he hadn't fallen into the vat yet. I saw him barely hanging onto the edge of the platform. I didn't know how to get to the walkway from there, so I looked for help on the grounds and found Mr. Morrison. He must have seen Justin lose his grip of the ledge and fall into the vat after that. So, the victim didn't immediately fall into the vat. He was hanging onto the edge of the walkway. That would explain how Mr. Morrison saw the victim fall into the vat after Miss Tudor saw him fall off the walkway. In any case, Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. I don't really know what I'm looking for here. So let's just press everything again. Strange sound. What kind of sound did you hear? I'm not quite sure. Though I had a guess so that it sounded like the sound of metal hitting metal. When I just see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the walkway's guardrail. So, this was the moment that you saw Justin fall off the walkway? Yeah. And you said that he fell over the guardrail? I did, but I'm not sure how it happened. I think something caused him to lose his balance. He tumbled over the guardrail and fell right off the walkway. But that still doesn't explain why Morrison saw him fall after you ran to him for help. Well, I did see Justin fall from the walkway. But he hadn't fallen into the vat, he was hanging onto the edge of the platform. He was hanging onto the ledge? Was there anyone around to help him back up? I didn't see anyone around, but I really wasn't paying attention to that. I was just focused on saving him before he fell. I assumed that if anyone was nearby, they'd immediately try to help him. Didn't know how to get up to the walkway from there, so I looked around for help and found a Mr. Morrison. And did you see another individual with him? Yeah, I did. I tried to explain to him and his friend what was going on, but they couldn't hear me over the machines. After that, he must have seen Justin lose his grip of the ledge and fall into the vat. Did you also see this moment? No, I didn't. I was so busy trying to talk to Mr. Morrison that I didn't see it. I didn't even know what had happened until after they shut down the machines. We Rika's testimony is a bit different from the statement that she gave us earlier. Looking back on it, I should have asked her for more details. I was so focused on matching details with Mori and Aster, I didn't probe her further. But now that we have a full testimony of what she saw happen, you can compare it with what Morrison and Aster saw. I need to look over the evidence again, clearly. The blockade. That's not going to be relevant. Rika helping Justin turn his life around. That ain't going to be relevant. We don't know why he was up there to begin with. Rails are transmuted. Touch tell him something, pointing at the walkway. Saw a figure lean onto the guardrail and break it. Well, we're just gonna have to basically do the same contradiction again, but the other way round.
Objection!
Over? She said over, didn't she? Rika, you said that the victim tumbled over the guardrail. As in, he was thrown over it. Yes, that's right. What? Did you see the moment that the guardrail broke? No, I didn't. I already told you that, didn't I? But you did see the moment that Justin fell off the walkway. And in that moment, did you see Justin break the guardrail? No! Like I told you, I didn't see the moment that the guardrail broke. But that's the thing, Rika. According to Morrison, Justin Way broke the guardrail as he fell into the vat. More specifically, he said that Justin was standing on the walkway when this happened. What? According to the prosecution, Justin Way leaned on a faulty guardrail and broke it, falling into the vat. But that's not what you saw, was it, Rika? No, I saw him tumble over the guardrail. I'm afraid I don't see the importance of this, Mr. Cuthbert. Are you accusing the witness of perjury? I do guess. Does that mean I have any idea what actually happened? Not really, but someone is faking something. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail. But he hadn't fallen into the vat yet. I saw him barely hanging onto the edge of the platform. The Zoaka came running towards us. She was trying to tell us something, but the damn machines were too loud for us to hear her. She pointed at the walkway, and that's when we saw someone fall into the vat. By the time we could get them to stop the machines, it was too late. Did you see the expression on his face? He might have been unconscious. I'm afraid I couldn't see anything on his face. It was much too dark to make out his features. Wait, you didn't actually see his face? How did you know it was actually him that fell in? Well, who else could it have been? Absolutely no idea. But here we go. I think you've had quite enough time to deliberate, Mr. Cuthbert. Are we accusing the witness or not? I'm not accusing the witness of perjury, Your Honour. Both Miss Tudor's and Mr. Morrison's testimonies appear to contradict each other, but they are both telling the truth. Then please enlighten us, Mr. Cuthbert. How could both of their testimonies possibly be true? Well, I think there's only one possible explanation. Both Miss Tudor and Mr. Morrison saw someone fall off the walkway. But the person that Miss Tudor saw and the person that Mr. Morrison saw were two different people. Are you serious, Mr. Cuthbert? Do you honestly think some random person fell into the vat moments after Justin Way fell in? It's the only conclusion that makes sense, Miss Steelwind. Miss Tudor knew the victim and recognised him. That's how she was able to confirm that it was him who fell into the vat. However, Mr. Morrison and his companion did not know the victim personally. They could barely make out his features. They only assumed that it was him after learning that he fell in. Please. It's far more likely that Miss Tudor is simply mistaken about what she saw. But what? No, I saw Justin tumble over the guardrail. And let's not forget Miss Tudor's allegiances. As a beneficiary of the Dracogen Trading Company, she has every reason to confound this case in the defendant's favour. But that's not... That's enough. This is a civil case, Mr. Cuthbert, not some murder mystery for you to throw wild theories towards. Well, here we go, then. Are you sure about that, Your Honour? Whenceforth. Justin Way's death was reported as an unfortunate accident. As a result, the City Guard put minimal resources into their investigation. More specifically, there was no reason to call in the Arcane Inquisition. What are you talking about now? Why would the Inquisition be... No, are you saying that... Unlike the Oranak City Guard, I have a mage capable of casting Detect Magic. My bodyguard, Celeste McCoy, scanned the crime scene for magical traces, and she found traces of transmutation on the broken guardrail. Traces of magic were found at the crime scene, but that would make this a potential homicide, Your Honour. This is ridiculous! The accident took place within an arcane refinery. Those traces could have easily come from the purification process. Miss Steelwind, those traces were found only on the guardrails that Justin broke. We didn't find them anywhere else. We can't be certain of what happened, but it's clear that a mage used magic near the scene of the accident. Foul play may have been involved. So, my theory of another person falling into the vat is entirely possible. My client is not at fault for the guardrail breaking. Considering this shocking revelation, there is still much we do not know about Justin Way's death. With that said, I have no choice but to suspend the trial of Von Sanctus versus Dracogen. The court will give the Arcane Inquisition time to investigate the scene and the supposed magical traces. We'll resume the trial in 2 days' time. Court is adjourned. Well, that turned out to be shorter than I was expecting, but yes, I guess the Arcane Inquisition do want a good chance to examine the scene now that we've thrown out that piece of evidence. Well, at least we survived the first day. But it kinda feels like we're back to square one. Yeah. Ugh. Hey! Are you okay? Yeah, I think I'm just tired. Well, this day has been exhausting. It's pretty late. Should we just head back to the inn and continue the investigation tomorrow? No, I want to take another look at the refinery before the Inquisition gets there. Ugh. Yeah, no, we're heading back to the inn. I'm fine, really. Channel your inner Apollo Justice. Tyrion, I know you're anxious about the trial, but you need to get some rest. Celeste, it's fine. It's not! You're gonna work yourself. Would you just stay out of my way? Fine, whatever. Do what you want. Would you like to save your game? I would. I shall save it here. Eyes? I don't understand. Hey kid, you can't cross this point. Hey, stop that! Damn kid. Wait! Stop! But no, this isn't... Mom? Mom? Tyrion? Celeste? What? Why are you... sorry. You were shouting in your sleep. But you seemed to calm down a little whenever I held your hand. So I've been doing that. Oh. Tyrion, are you okay? You've been acting weird since we arrived in Oranax. It's nothing. It's not nothing. Does it have something to do with your mother? For the past 2 nights you've been calling out for her in your sleep. Please, just talk to me. I'm your friend, aren't I? It all happened a long time ago. We lived here together in that old house. My mother was a merchant and a mage. Your mother was a mage? But I guess the gift of magic skipped my generation. I could never use it. About 10 years ago, my mother's business partner was found murdered. And they found traces of magic at the crime scene. They thought that your mom did it. Miss Tamora was my mother's defense attorney for the trial. She did everything she could to get her acquitted, but she could never find the real culprit. They found her guilty of first-degree murder. I tried to stop her execution, but... Tyrion... I'm sorry, Celeste. What? Coming back here has brought back so many memories. I thought that I'd already moved on from what happened. If I could just keep saving people as an attorney, then maybe I could put all of this behind me. But I'm back in Oranax, and those feelings are still so fresh in my mind. It's like I'm still the same powerless child from 10 years ago. I know that I've been taking that out on you. I'm really sorry. Don't be, I get it. I know what it's like to lose someone like that. When my dad was murdered, you were there for me. If it weren't for you, I would have still believed that he died hating me. Celeste, So, just let me be here for you. So, sorry, the last few days have been a little tiring. It's okay. Just focus on falling asleep. I'll stay with you for as long as you need me to. Ooh. I'm also feeling pretty tired, though. I'll just rest my eyes a bit. Celeste? You there? Celeste? What do you want? So... You seem to be doing better. You're okay, right? Yeah, thank you for last night. Uh-huh. Hello? Are you there, Mr. Cuthbert? What the hell? Aster? Ah, thank the Scaled Lord, I've finally gotten through to you two. What? Where are you? I'm using a spell to speak with you right now. I apologise for contacting you in this manner, but I was worried that something had happened to you two. But, right, of course. Anyways, what do you want at this time of day? This time of day? Mr. Cuthbert, it's 3 in the afternoon. What? And most of the afternoon. I hope everything's okay. Did something happen? No, everything's fine. Anyways, if it's already this late, we should head over to the refinery. Yes, the investigation. Let's do that. Immediately. If you're heading to the refinery, do you mind if I meet with you two? There's something that I'd like to ask you. Sure. Wonderful. I'll see you at the town square. I wonder what. Anyways, Aster, what was that spell you used earlier? It let you speak with us without being there. Oh, that was a conjuration spell. It's called Send a Message. I just feel a little uneasy that you can contact us out of the blue like that. Don't worry, this spell is perfectly harmless. I can give you the parameters if you'd like. Duration, Malum. Duration 1 hour. For the duration of the spell, the caster projects their voice to communicate with a target. Anyone within a 30-foot radius of the target can hear the caster's voice. The caster can also hear sounds close to the target, allowing for two-way communication. Target must be a spell known to the caster. The person must also be conscious, otherwise the spell will fail. Alternatively, the target can be an object that is attuned to the caster's magic. Audial communication, to be specific. By the way, I'm not trying to be rude, but why are you following us? Oh, yes. I was still trying to think of the proper method to ask you. But you seem to be on edge at the moment? What did you want to ask us? You already told me about the traces of transmutation at the refinery, but the trial yesterday really highlighted the significance of that. I can't simply stand by if I was a witness to a murder. And... may I join you on your investigation? Alright, I see no reason why not. Party of 3, arriving at the refinery. Hello. I figured you would be here. Oh, Mr. Cuthbert, I've been waiting for you. For quite a while, may I add. Right, sorry about that. I suppose you have your reasons, and you've more than proven yourself worthy of my trust. Though... well, you've given me a little reason to doubt your judgment. I will leave the investigation in your capable hands. Speaking of the investigation, where should we start first? Now that we've got the Inquisition involved, we might be able to learn more about the magical traces at the crime scene. Probe the detective for information, as per usual. I'm quite pleased with your work during the trial. I'm glad I put my trust in you. Thank you, but we're still a long way from getting your case dismissed. Answering the possibility of a murder definitely made things much more complicated. I see no reason to blame yourself. You merely played the cards that you were dealt. Honestly, I'm still trying to make sense of what happened. Do you have any idea who the second victim might be? I have no idea. But all of my other employees are accounted for. I doubt that it was anyone who worked for me. All other employees present and accounted for. To be perfectly honest, I'm a little concerned with how many unauthorized people were there that day. It does seem a rather unsecure refinery, yes. I could barely believe it when I heard that one of my employees died in an accident. But now you're saying that they might have been murdered? It's quite the mystery, to be sure. That it is indeed. Oh, it's you two. And who's this? A fan. Wait, the hell? Commander, please don't. What the hell are you two doing with the Crown Prince? I see. What? It appears that my cover has been blown, as they say. Did he just say that you're the Crown Prince? Yes, my full name is Aster de Wyvengard IV, heir to the throne of Wyvengard. That's quite the occupation. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. Sorry, your, Majesty? Please, none of that. I would much prefer if you'll continue to call me Aster. No, I would never. Where did you find the need to hide this from us? I didn't want you to think less of me. I admire your work, Mr. Cuthbert, which is why I was afraid you wouldn't speak with me if you knew the truth. Well, it will help us get information, that is one thing for sure. How's it going? I'm surprised that the Inquisition is even here. I thought you were all busy investigating Aster's missing ship. And that now makes complete sense why people would want to kidnap a ship that potentially has the Crown Prince on it. Yeah. You could probably get quite the ransom for that. But wait, you know about that? We wanted to put more of our people there. But Lady Steelwind insisted that we focus on the Dracogen case. As you should. I would much rather have you find justice for Justin Way. That's far more important than looking for some musty old ship. Right. Some musty old ship that almost disappeared here with it. But sure, okay. Have you discovered anything about the magical traces here? We did take a look at it, and it's definitely suspicious. The only rails with magical traces on them are these. And the fact that we can still see them means they were left within the last 48 hours. It's looking pretty likely that someone used transmutation on these rails that night. It still doesn't make sense, though. Why would someone weaken these rails, specifically? I've no idea. It's as confused as you are. If this really is foul play, then someone knew that Justin or some other person would be in this exact place. Has the Inquisition found any evidence to prove my theory? You mean about a second person falling into the vat? Sorry, kid, but it ain't that simple. The body of that Justin fella sorta dissolved. That's quite gruesome. If another person had fallen in, their body would have dissolved too. But we could only find some bone fragments, blood, and a lot of metallic shards. Have you been able to use divination magic to identify the bone fragments? Yep, the ones we found all belonged to Justin Way. No sign of bones from another person. Metallic shards, huh? There wasn't any evidence of another person falling in. Are you sure that you and Morrison saw a person fall into the vat, Aster? I definitely saw someone fall off the walkway and break the guardrails. Though, thinking back on it, I didn't recognise who exactly that person was. The harbour master and I were pretty far away, and it wasn't well lit. Do you think the second victim's body fully dissolved? That might explain why we can't find any bone matter from them. No, if my theory is correct, the second victim fell in minutes after Justin fell. It wouldn't make sense if that person's body fully dissolved before Justin's. Either way, Dracogen might want to hear about this. If the liquid is so volatile, how were you able to take things out of the vat? Oh, the liquid isn't volatile anymore. When the harbour master and I reported what we saw, the workers poured some sort of alchemical solution into the vat. Yeah, according to them, that solution neutralized the evocation magic in those chemicals. From what I hear, the magical liquid in these vats is usually blue. The solution they poured in turned it green. Yes, unfortunately it was too late. By the time they'd neutralized the liquid, Justin's body had already mostly dissolved. If they hadn't neutralized it so quickly, we probably wouldn't have found anything from the victim. Yellow alchemical solution. Neutralized the magic of the vat liquids and turned them green. They're usually blue. I still can't believe that you've been the Crown Prince this entire time. I wasn't trying to deceive you. I was just worried that you might treat me differently if you knew the truth. Oh, right. Should I call Steelwind over here for you? She'll probably want to see you. No, I think it would be best if you didn't. Oh, I remember now. If you're the Crown Prince, that makes Prosecutor Steelwind your fiancé. Awkward. That Miriam. She's caused me so much trouble by publicly revealing my marriage to Lady Steelwind. I'd hoped to keep it a secret for much longer. Where is Prosecutor Steelwind, anyways? She always investigates these crime scenes herself. She said she wanted to investigate the disappearing ship personally. She seems hell-bent on finding the people responsible. Understandable. They did attempt to kidnap the Crown Prince, after all. And it was her fiancé, after all. Oh, she must really care about you, Aster. No, I highly doubt that. What? Our marriage was arranged by our parents. She had no say in the matter, and I know that she only tolerates me for the good of our kingdom. I'm sure she still cares about you. No, I can tell by the way she behaves around me. Her hands quiver with rage, and she can't even bear to look at me when I speak to her. Damn. Can't believe she even treats the Crown Prince like that. She may be my fiancé, but our marriage is purely political. She endures so much because of her name. I guess you aristocrats have your own share of problems. Indeed. Magical traces in a damn civil case. You always know exactly how to make my job harder. It's your job to solve magical crimes, isn't it? All I'm doing is bringing the truth to light. Yeah. What do you think about this? Nothing. Well, I may have gotten from you all I'm going to get from you. Let's head back down. Present the thing I was prompted to present to you. And it does nothing. What about the the neutralizing liquid? Nope. What if I move elsewhere? The regular options. Rika, are you here? It looks like she closed the restaurant for today. Since the Inquisition is involved now, they might have taken her in for questioning. I really wanted to go into detail about what she saw, but it looks like we'll have to go someplace else. Well, I could try re-examining the scene. If the liquid is so volatile, how are you able to take things out the vat? We already covered this. Blah de blah de blah. It's the broken guardrail. The entire case hinges on finding out when and how this railing broke. If Justin Way didn't break the guardrail, then who did? Alright, let's try presenting some stuff. What do you know about this Eye-Taker individual? Commander, would you happen to know about a criminal named the Eye-Taker? You playing games with me or something, kid? What? Well, I don't know nothing about no Eye-Taker. Okay. What do you think about this? I've seen some shit in my day, but falling into a vat of acid? I can't imagine much worse ways to go. Yeah, it's disturbing when you think about it. Not entirely sure what it had to do with that, but fine. What do you think about this? What do you think about food? Nothing. I'd heard that the prince was exploring the town alone, but I never imagined that he was with you two the entire time. My apologies, I'm aware of how uneasy the King's Guard is about my actions, but I wanted to explore the city without their presence. What do you think about that? What do you think about the other? Yeah, I kinda doubt I'm gonna get much else from you. Nothing to say about the blockade either. Well... I can always poke around down here some more. Chemicals in these vats are infused with extremely volatile magic. This magic is volatile enough to dissolve at least one human body. It's a power box. Controls the power. A set of stairs.
Repario Arcanum!
Consultation on the power box. Ah, I can talk to you about more stuff. Drockagin, we spoke with the Inquisition about what they found in the vat. And they could only find bone matter belonging to Justin. Well, that and several metallic shards. What? That can't be right. And no, I was hoping to find some hard evidence to prove my theory. I'll have to find another approach to prove it. No, that's not what I meant. There shouldn't be any solid matter in those vats. Are you talking about the metallic shards? I just assumed they were some kind of magical byproduct. No, the refinement process requires that everything in that vat remains a liquid. Solid matter would absorb the liquid's magical properties and taint the entire batch. So those magical shards weren't supposed to be in there. Do you think they came from the broken pieces of the railing? Possibly. I'll probably want to double check with the commander to make sure. From what Jacketin said, there shouldn't have been any solid matter in those vats. We already confirmed that the bone matter they found came from Justin's body. But that leaves another question. Where did those metallic shards come from? A machine created by Gaia? Doubt that's an option. A metal object was thrown into the vat. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Whatever that object was, it probably dissolved into the shards that Orym found. That's the thing, though. The magical liquid in the vat was extremely volatile. It was destructive enough to reduce an entire human body to a few shards of bone. The object would have been completely destroyed. We shouldn't have found any metal shards in the first place. Right, but we did find them. How do you explain that? That night something happened that prevented the metal object from being fully destroyed. When Aster and Morrison reported the accident, the mere workers immediately neutralized the liquid's magic. They did this to attempt to save Justin, but it would have also stopped the liquid from destroying anything else within the vat. So that's why we found those metal shards. And whatever that metal object was, it was only partially destroyed. This means that it fell into the vat around the time that Justin fell into the vat. If it fell a while before the accident, it would have dissolved completely. And if it fell after the accident, it wouldn't have dissolved at all. Furthermore, whatever that object was, it was probably as large as Justin. Do you think this metal object has something to do with the second victim? Extremely likely, I would say. Maybe they were holding it when they fell in. I'm not sure, but it's definitely possible. We should take a closer look at the metallic shards that Commander White found. Those shards might help us identify the second victim. I think those metal shards might have been the so-called second victim. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Well, there's some rounded elements to it. Nothing. Nothing. What do you think about this? Nothing. Why does this not lead to the same option as presenting the evidence? Commander White, you mentioned that you found several metallic shards in the vat. Do you mind if we take a look at them? Sure, just don't get any broad ideas about taking anything. You'll also want to avoid touching them with your bare hands. The liquid is neutralized, but it definitely ain't good for your skin. What? There were that many? Well, I guess we should get started. Any luck on your end? No, I haven't found... Celeste? I think I found something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, though. That's the crest of House von Sanctus. Isn't he the noble that's charging Dracogen? Well, I doubt that Lord Van Sanctus was the second victim. Aster, do you know who could have a house emblem like this? Normally only the Lord's retainers would have the emblems of his house. Well, I doubt that Justin was the one who had this in his possession. Do you think that one of Von Sanctus's retainers fell into the vat that night? It's definitely possible, but if that did happen, why haven't we heard about it? Lord Von Sanctus would have the resources to keep something like that out of the public eye. The only way to know for sure would be to ask him ourselves. But even if we could talk to him, he would never cooperate with us. Unless... What is it, Mr. Cuthbert? Aster, do you think you could help us interrogate Lord Von Sanctus? Really? You need my help? In this instance, it would be very difficult to speak to him by ourselves. But as the Crown Prince, he'd be much more inclined to speak with you. Of course, I'd be happy to help. Will this really work, though? It's not ideal, but it's the only lead we have so far. Right. Aha! We have a new place to go to. And it looks very shiny, the floor especially. Very, very shiny floor. So, this is Von Sanctus' house. What's that smell? Well, we're here. We are in fact here. Looks like Lord Sanctus isn't home at the moment. Perhaps we should try looking somewhere else. Perhaps we should. Or I could examine his stairs and not a whole lot else.
Repario Arcanum!
The stairs are confirmed not magic. Just regular stairs. Still nobody here. You're still down here. We mustn't let such idealistic notions throw our nation into chaos. There's Lord Von Sanctus. He appears to be giving some sort of speech. Please understand, the actions of the nobility seem callous. However, we only have your best interests at heart. This controversy with the Dracogen Trading Company is just one of the many examples. These so-called unions that men like him support may seem appealing, but they only obfuscate and hinder the nobility from protecting the working class. Men like Stefanik Dracogen are merely charlatans. They only seek financial gain by strong-arming your true benefactors. True benefactors? What a joke. I knew that Von Sanctus was wary of Dracogen, but I never expected him to be this zealous about getting rid of him. I think it's less about Dracogen specifically, and more about what he represents. What do you mean? The Dracogen Trading Company has presented tangible proof that its policies are both effective and profitable. Even businesses that have no affiliation with him have started following his example. Von Sanctus is merely a relic of the past. And I think he knows that his archaic ideals won't survive in this landscape. I can only hope that our grand kingdom recognises this danger as I have. Ugh, what a load of garbage. It's obvious that Von Sanctus knows his days are numbered. But look at what happened. He let the common folk set their own standards and a young man died. I guess you have a point there. Well, I suppose now he's gonna be there. Sure, let's talk to you. Why not? Ugh, I can't believe that people are agreeing with what Von Sanctus said. I hate it. So people just eat up whatever lies the nobility gives them. It is unfortunate. But once you solve this case, the truth will come to light. I know for certain that they'll see Von Sanctus for the con artist that he is. Where should we go next, Tyrion? Lord Von Sanctus was giving a speech to the townsfolk here. After he was done, he got into a carriage and drove back to his manor. We should be able to find him there. Even if he's our opponent, we should try to get as much information out of him as possible. Especially if he's our opponent. Anyways, we saw Von Sanctus heading back here. We should be able to speak with him soon. Wait, Tyrion, isn't he going to recognize us? We can't really avoid that. If we want to question him, we need to speak to him directly. But even a noble like him would have to act civilly with a crown prince present. You mean like how you civilly embarrassed and insulted him a few days ago? Well, it's not as if we can hide our identities from him. I faced him in the chess tournament, and I'm Dracogen's attorney. Really confounding him at every step. He knows what we look like. What we look like? Wait, that's it! What? Illusio? Oh, wait, what are you... Wow. That's quite impressive, Celeste. Right, I've been practicing that one. What are you two talking about? I think you should see for yourself. What? Why do I look like Rise Rudolph? It looks great, right? Eris taught that one to me. Do you honestly expect him to fall for this? He's probably a powerful mage, he'll see right through this. Are you telling me that the Crown Prince is here? Why did you not notify me sooner? Uh-oh. You might want to disguise yourself as well, Celeste. Don't encourage her, this is extremely illegal. Right, look, you should just dispel this ridiculous disguise, and... he's almost here. Ah, I can't think of anyone. I'm terribly sorry for keeping your highness waiting. What was that? What are you talking about? I could have sworn that I heard something. I didn't hear anything either. You must be imagining things. You really like pretending to be Steelwind, don't you? One or the other. Oh, Lady Steelwind. I wasn't expecting you until much later. Well, I do not answer to you. I shall do as I please. Yes, I suppose you have a habit of doing that. Anyways, Lord Von Sanctus, pardon the abrupt intrusion. I came by to pay my respects. I'm honoured by your Majesty's presence. Unfortunately, I'm quite busy with administrative matters at the moment. Too busy to show hospitality to the heir to the throne? Oh, I didn't... I wasn't. I suppose I have some time to speak with you. Subtly, yes. I'm sure we will find a way to subtly do that. Nice stairs you have here. I heard about the charges that you brought against the Dracogen Trading Company. Forgive my bluntness, but is everything well with you and your estate? Oh, that. I'm simply cleaning house. Nothing more. I've dealt with plenty of men like Dracogen before, and this time will be no different. I understand that he may be taking business away from you. But does that really warrant you taking such drastic measures? It's not just about his business, it's these ideas that he's putting into people's heads. He's allowed these unions to continue existing, and other businesses are following his example. It's absolutely absurd. It's as if the entire world has gone mad. I see. A society only functions when the lower class knows their place. If that's how society functions, then perhaps it is flawed. You're still young, Prince Aster. These righteous ideals may sound appealing, but they are the path to disorder. The common folk do not care about the well-being of our kingdom as a whole. They only care about themselves individually. If we allow them to become empowered, then they will use that power selfishly. Totally unlike you, I'm sure. It is up to the upper class to maintain order. I see. Oh, by the way, I'm surprised that you're representing Lord Von Sanctus, Lady Steelwind. Oh, right. I knew that you recently became a prosecutor, but I never imagined that you'd represent a noble. Don't get ahead of yourself, Aster. It's not to be coy, Lady Steelwind. If you must know, Your Majesty, how Steelwind and I came to an arrangement. The fair lady is so keen on wasting her talents on civil work. Given that, I might as well utilize her to my benefit. Do not speak to her like that. Oh, I meant no disrespect. But rest assured, this is only temporary. I see. So you have an arrangement with Lucio Steelwind. By the way, Lord Von Sanctus, have any of your attendants gone missing lately? That's an oddly specific question. But no, all of my attendants are accounted for. I must ask, why would you ask such a question? You see, I actually found a discarded trinket while walking around the city. It had the crest of House Von Sanctus on it. I was worried that something unsavory might have happened to one of your people. Ah, I see. I suppose you must be on edge after what happened to your ship. However, items with the Von Sanctus crest are quite common nowadays. Really? The item that you found must have been a product produced by Von Sanctus Industries. It's possible. So the Von Sanctus crest is on some of the items produced by your company. Not just some of the items. The Von Sanctus crest is engraved on every product created by Von Sanctus Industries. Of course it is. As a result, people have come to associate the quality of our products with the quality of House Von Sanctus. Or at least they did, until hacks like Dracogen came out the woodwork. What type of products does Von Sanctus Industries produce? We used to produce magical accessories from mages, but now we produce all manner of products. As the head of commerce in our kingdom, we have diversified our holdings. Oh. Could have come from pretty much anything. Do you sell your products to the Dracogen Trading Company? Yes, of course I do. Despite my misgivings with Dracogen, it would be foolish of me if I didn't do business with him. That means there are Von Sanctus products in the Arcane refinery. They're called Von Sanctus Industries, after all. Just what are you implying, Lady Steelwind? Was there a Von Sanctus product in the refinery on the night of the murder? Answer the question, Von. Sir, Lady Steelwind, are you okay? Shrug it off. I'm sure nobody noticed a thing. I'm not paying for that. Ugh. Construct, I require your assistance. Acknowledged. Not them again. Construct, clean up this mess at once! Acknowledged. You own an arcane construct? I do. Von-Sanctus Industries is the inventor of arcane constructs, after all. Would you like one, Your Highness? My apologies, I'm not very interested in using artificery. Suit yourself. In any case, I'm afraid Lady Steelwind must be taking her leave now. What? Remember, you said that you could only accompany me for 1 hour? It's close to being 1 hour, right, Lady Steelwind? What are you... Oh, right, 1 hour. It would definitely not be good for us to be here for more than 1 hour. I assume so. In the meantime, may I discuss some personal matters with you, Lord Von-Sanctus? Of course, I'm at your disposal, Your Majesty. That was embarrassing. Yeah, that was a bit too close for comfort. Well, at least no one saw through our disguises. Ah, are you an attendant here? Please notify Lord Von-Sanctus that I... Spider-Man pointing a meme ensues. Aburio. Is impersonating the Steelwinds some kind of hobby for you, Mr. McCoy? No, there was a really good reason for us doing this. Let me guess, you wanted to interrogate Von-Sanctus without him knowing who you really were. No? Lying about your name is one matter, but impersonating a noble using magic is a serious crime. Tyrion, help please. Ah, sorry for the wait, you two. I had to discuss... Lady Steelwind? Your Majesty? Well then... I see you've dispelled their disguises. You knew about this? I'm terribly sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you. No, that's not why They pulled this ruse under my orders. Could you please look the other way, just this once? Okay. Thank you, Lady Steelwind. I won't forget this. I need to go. Well, that was certainly something. I'm sorry you two had to see that. What? It's as I said before, she absolutely detests me. You saw it, didn't you? She could barely look me in the eye. Oh my god. In any case, we're starting to run out of time. We should head back to the refinery. But we still don't know where the metal shard came from. From what Von-Sanctus told us, I don't think we can find out exactly where it came from. If each of Von-Sanctus's products has backrest, it could be any number of things. But hopefully Dracogen can help us narrow that list down. If it did come from some kind of industrial tool, he might be able to check if any of the refinery's tools are missing. Hello again, Mr. Cuthbert. I hope you have good news. Well, actually... Exposition. More exposition. Further exposition. I see. With that said, do you have any tools that you purchased from Von Sanctus Industries? I do. He personally sold me quite a few when I first arrived in the city. I even purchased the security system from the refinery building from him. Oh, really? Really? Did you purchase anything else from him? Well, he also tried to sell me some of those arcane constructs. He told me I could be the first person in Oranax to own such innovative technology. But I turned him down. Really? But they seem so useful. I don't feel comfortable trusting machines to handle the work here. Those constructs require very specific instructions, and they lack common sense. Yeah, we know all about that. That's true. We saw how unreliable they could be during the Nightgrave case. He heavily emphasized how exclusive this deal would be for me. Looking back on it, he was probably trying to make me dependent on his services. Yeah, I guess he made the right choice by refusing his offer. Anyways, have any of the tools from Von Sanctus Industries been reported missing? The Inquisition actually asked me the same question, so I took some time today to check my inventory. There was one tool that was unaccounted for. Really? What kind of tool was it? A rod of mending. It's a large tool that we use to repair damage on the machines. A tool for repairs? How large was it? Quite large, actually. It's called a rod, but it's more of a large cylindrical tool. It requires 2 people to properly carry and use it. Wait, a repair tool like that would use transmutation magic, right? That's right. What if the Rod of Mending was the thing that weakened the guardrail? Is that possible, Drakajin? I suppose that is possible. Now that you mention it, I recall there being a way to reverse its effects. Rod of Mending. Quite large, you say? Someone could have sabotaged the rail with the rod, and then they might have thrown it into the vat to cover their tracks. But it didn't completely dissolve. That would mean that they threw the rod in close to Winchester and fell off the walkway. Can't be a coincidence that these 2 events happened so close to each other. And we still have no idea who actually broke the guardrail. We didn't find a second body in the vat, and we don't have evidence that proves a second victim even exists. I feel as though we have more questions than answers at this moment. We've learned a few new facts about the case, though. And the Inquisition has verified the traces of transmutation on the guardrail. The burden of proof is still on the prosecution to prove that Drakajin is at fault. Even if Steelwind has a proper explanation for that, I can count her with the facts we've learned thus far. I just hope the trial goes as smoothly as you're describing. Regardless, I appreciate the work that you've done thus far. I'll leave things in your very capable hands.